Hi all, good evening, and welcome to this session on how to do a transition from non-technical to the technical side, right? I think this is the topic on which we are going to discuss today. So, before that, any question from anyone before I start? Means any, because this is a very generic topic, right? And I have to cover each and every aspect of it. So before that, I want to understand like any particular area, because we have limited 30 minutes time only. Any particular area which you want me to touch upon or which you want me to discuss? And feel free and tell me. Yes, please.
Uh, Tanvir, I would like to understand,
Hmm.
like as well, moving from non-IT to IT, we can learn the skills, but
Mhm.
when it comes to the questions that somebody can answer from the experience, like how they handle the particular situation, uh,
Mhm.
like use cases that are generally managers ask to understand whether somebody has worked in the project or not. Like they ask the team structure, what was the responsibility, and how they what were the major challenges that they face in the project, and how they
Mhm.
overcome. So these are the some questions that I would like to understand, like how to tackle those.
Okay, okay, fine. So I think yes, this is a burning question. Let me start just a minute. Okay. So first
Tanvir,
of all,
yes, from my side
hmm,
also I have one question let me say
mhm,
myself. So I have been into retail, so I wanted to move to IT. I like a data engineering, or I'm not sure whether data engineering suits to me, or data science, or maybe data analytics or business
mhm.
analytics. So which career, which profile suits when a person move from non-IT to IT, and which how is the that roadmap, and which are the steps and languages should learn.
Okay, okay, sure, sure, sure. So first of all, let's start. Let's try to understand about this IT industry. Okay, and it's for long time. So in India, it has started from 1980s when we have seen the birth of Infosys and other companies, right? And especially if I'm talking because I just started IT industry from 2011 onwards. So at that time, the IT industry was very rigid and very strict. Why I'm telling rigid and strict? Because during those days, like if they have to hire a software engineer, so the prerequisite was like you have to be from a coding background, especially like BTech or MTech. Okay, and again in that you must be from the computer science or information technology. Try to understand that history of it. So during those days, this was the scenario. Okay, you will not trust, like even those days, like if you have to access Google, you have to take permission from your project manager. Scenario was very different, right? And now the scenario is very different. So during those days, it was the expectation that you have to be from computer science or information technology background, right? Then from and you have to be expert in programming languages such as C, Java, .NET. Okay, means plus minus. So this will like means if you're strong in these languages, so you'll be welcome in this in the IT industry, right? Then from 2014 and 13, I will tell 13, 14 onwards, we have seen the birth of big data. Okay. Big data is nothing but the volume of data, the velocity at which it is coming from the different sources is very huge. And I think you all will agree with me, right? Because we have seen a lot of social media sites. Take the example of Twitter, WhatsApp, Facebook, right? So the amount of YouTube, so the amount of data, what they're generating, we all know that, right? But for any company, any organization to understand how the business is performing, it's very important for them to understand the data, correct? And not only the social media platforms, you take the example of any e commerce applications like Amazon, Flipkart, or anyone else. So if they have to understand how the business is performing, they have to understand the data, correct? So it was the demand of the time that you have to now onboard millions of data, you have to process millions of data, right? And then on top of that, you have to prepare a report. That is your business intelligence. So then the leaders of the IT industry, they understood that now we need someone who can play with the data, who knows how to play with the number, who knows how to do the processing with the numbers, right? And then they have changed the criteria. And that's why in the last 5 to 6 years, you might have seen that the IT industry, they are telling that, okay, if you are from BCA background, MCA background, PSC background, or even if you are from mathematics background, right, you can apply and you can get a job in the IT industry. It is because nowadays most of the projects in the IT industry is based on data and numbers. First of all, is this clear? And before that, the scenario was different. Before that, it was like you have to work on a website, you have to create a page, okay? But then for the last few years, like maybe 5 to 7 years, we have seen that there's a lot of data. And the IT industry, they're looking for someone who knows how to play with the data, who know how to process the data, who knows how to create reports on those data, on those numbers. And that's the reason it was actually compulsion that the IT industry now they are welcoming anyone who has a strong understanding of the numbers and the data. First of all, hope this point is clear. You understood the history of it. Okay. Now, now the question is that okay, fine. Then I'm from that background like MCA, or I'm from mathematics background, or I'm from the statistics background. Now that is fine, but okay, IT industry is allowing me that I can apply for it. But the question is how to prepare. Okay. And then okay, I have prepared for it, I have undergone all the courses. So now then how to attain interview and how to answer during the interview, right? That's the question. For that, if you're from non-technical background and if you're planning to enter into the IT industry, and if you are smart in coding, if you have a soft corner for coding, okay, and you are very new means if you are in your 25 to 30 age group, then I will suggest you can go for data engineering job profile. Why I'm telling this? Data engineering job profile, it needs a very good understanding of the coding part. Here in the data engineering, you have to be very smart with Python scripts, Unix scripts, and the SQL code. Because for the data engineering job profile, at the end of the day, you have to prepare the data pipelines which will load data into multiple tables or multiple layers of the ETL, okay, tech stack. So if you have a soft corner for coding, because I know if someone is from a non-technical background, even I was from a non-technical background. I have done BTech in electronics and communication. Electronics, communication, and computer science, there is a huge difference, right? Hardly 2 or 3 papers will be common, but apart from that, most of the paper subjects are very different. When I started my IT career, it was a bit difficult for me to understand those if else condition and the loop conditions, right? That is why I'm alarming you. If you have a soft corner for coding, if you are interested in that, then go for data engineering. Okay. Like a lot of tech companies are there mushrooming here and there. They can lure you that, okay, we will give you a job and we will schedule an interview. All these things are pure politics. I will let you know. I don't want to comment on it as of now, but don't get trapped into this. If you have a soft corner for coding, if you love coding, then go for data engineering. Okay. But my suggestion is if someone is from a non-technical background, okay, and you're good at numbers, you are good at communication. You see, communication and presentation, okay, this is very important to work in the IT industry. Okay, so I have told this multiple times. You have to be strong in the communication and the presentation skill. Because at the end of the day, nowadays, the stakeholders want to interact directly with the software engineers. Earlier, the scenario was different. Earlier, the stakeholders, the clients, they used to interact directly with the business analysts or the product owners. But nowadays, the scenario is getting changed. So that's why you have to be strong in the communication, right? Now, my suggestion, my recommendation to someone who's from a non-technical background is you target business analyst, or data analyst, or you go in the business intelligence area, like reporting side. You can go for Power BI developer, you can go for Tableau developer, like this. Or you can also opt for ETL testing. My recommendation is this four job profiles: business analyst, data analyst, business intelligence side you can go, like Power BI developer or Tableau developer or any other reporting side you go, or ETL testing. Why I'm telling? Because in this job profiles, it's not that much coding centric. Here you have to be strong. Analytical ability is very important in all these job profiles, whether you go for business analyst, data analyst, or any other job profile. You have to be smart in logics building ability, right? So if you're going for business analyst, you have to be strong. You should know the business domain, right? Suppose if you're working for a banking application, you should know the in and out of a banking system, how it works, right? If you're working for a healthcare, you should know the basic terms and terminologies of a healthcare, the life sciences, right? Apart from that, you should be strong in SQL. One thing is SQL is mandatory, is bread and butter for all these job profiles. Either you go for data engineering, you go for data analyst, you go for business analyst, you go for the reporting side, or you go for ETL testing side. SQL is a bread and butter. This is very important. Even for ETL testing side, nowadays they are looking for someone who has a very good expertise in SQL. Okay. But if you're planning for business analyst, you should know the domain first. Then you should be strong in the SQL part. Python is not that much required. Okay, I will tell hardly even if you know the Python, it will give only 5% weightage. Okay. Apart from that, you should know any one reporting tool, either Power BI or Tableau. My recommendation is to go for Power BI because that is a Microsoft product. In most of the companies, so they have the Microsoft Office and applications, right? And that's why they have the Power BI. That's my recommendation, but you can go for Tableau as well, okay? Because if you know any one reporting tool, it's very easy to understand the other reporting tool as well. So these are the prerequisites for business analyst, and it will take around, I think, daily if you're dedicating 2 hours, so 3 months will be sufficient, okay? Then I will tell you about resume building and the interview preparation and the mock interviews. Okay. Then the second is if you're going for data analyst, have to be again strong in SQL. Then you should know the basics of Python. Okay. Including some libraries like if you know pandas, NumPy, Matplot, and these all are very simple. Okay. This is not a rocket science. Very simple. See, any course or any job profile, if you're planning, you have to follow disciplined approach. That's very important. Make a routine that, okay, daily 2 hours I have to study. Okay, that's all. Not more than that. It's sufficient. Okay. So for data analyst, SQL, Python, Power BI, and advanced Excel. In few of the job interviews, yeah, you will see in the job description, they will mention that, okay, you should know SQL and Python only. But sometimes they can ask you that, okay, you should know SQL, Python, and Power BI. Okay. So that's why to take risk. If you're planning for it, go for SQL, Python, Power BI, and advanced Excel. Okay. So these four modules you have to work on it. And this will take approx 5 to 6 months. And then if you're planning for ETL testing, so in the ETL testing, you should know the basics of ETL plus SQL plus the basics of Python. This is sufficient. Basics of ETL. Basics of ETL means the different ETL layers. Why we need ETL? What is dimension table? What is fact table? What is star schema? Snowflake schema? What is the difference between OLTP and OLAP? What is the difference between ETL and ELT? These are the basics of ETL. This is important for all these job profiles. Okay. Basics, I'm not telling to go into the in-depth of ETL. Try to understand the pipeline. No, I'm not telling that. But at least you should know the basic definition of these terms. And this is required in all these job profiles. They can ask you a question. Be ready for that. Okay. So this is how you have to plan. These are the models on which you have to work, and I have told you the duration as well. Okay. Now coming to the resume preparation. Suppose if you're planning for data analysis, it roughly takes 5 to 6 months. Once your SQL and Python is completed, you have to connect with Miss because you all are my because you have taken course from me, and I have told you that we will help you in your resume preparation. So if you're getting struck, maybe again next session we can take like how to prepare resume. If you're non-technical background, you have to be very smart in preparing resume. This is the first step. Okay, because nowadays The resume are getting scanned by the AI systems. Earlier during our days, what happens, like suppose in my project, if we have to recruit some software engineers, so the HR will give some resume, like 10-15 resume. We will scan through the resume, we will select some resume, and we will call those candidates, and then we will schedule the meeting, interview, and all those things. Now the scenario has changed. HR will be having a lot of resume. They have a system which has some algorithm, and it will automatically accept or reject the resume. So this is the first step. Many of you have raised this concern that Tanvir, I have prepared a resume, I have uploaded on Naukri and many other job profile, but why my resume I'm not getting called at all? It is because you have created a generic resume and you're pasting it everywhere. Suppose a particular restaurant, they have only one type of sweet. Okay, there's no variety. How many customers they can cater? That's why I have told multiple times, whenever you're applying for a company, first of all, check the job description, what they're looking for, what are their mandatory skills, what are the optional skills. Mention those things in your resume. One important thing I want to highlight. Many times you think that, okay, in this job description, they have mentioned 10 points. I don't know all the 10 points, so there's no sense of applying. No, even the recruiter, even the HR, they know that out of this 10 skill sets, I will not get anyone who knows all these 10 skill sets. Even if you know 50% of it, apply for it. Because the company, they know that I will not get such a candidate who knows all the things. And that's the reason now in each and every company, I can give you 100% guarantee, 100% guarantee. In each and every company these days, they have training academy, they have learning and development or education and research department in each and every company, because they know that they have to keep on enriching the skills of their employees. So even if you don't know a particular skill, they will train you on that. So net work on the job description and prepare resume, customize your resume as per the job description, whatever is mentioned in the job description, what are the skill sets they're looking for that. And then share that resume or apply with that resume wherever you want to apply. Okay, but before that, again, get it reviewed by someone who is expert of that field. Okay, now that's the one thing. After that, it will take some time for your resume to be scanned by the HR or the recruiters, right? And then it will take some time. And meanwhile, you have completed SQL, you have completed Python, and then meanwhile, your Power BI will also be completed. And one more thing, don't get frustrated with the rejections. Rejection is a part of life, right? Even AP, I have told earlier as well, even AP Abdul Kalam was rejected once, right? If you're getting rejected, think over that why I was rejected. There must be some reason for that. Maybe a particular section of my practice I have missed it. I have not worked on it. Maybe they have asked a question from the Windows function and I was not able to solve it. Then think about it. Okay, which area I have to work on, right? Start working on it. And once you will give 5 or 6 interviews, you will realize that in all the interviews, they're asking the same set of questions. It happens. If anyone has appeared, so you must miss, you can correlate this. You will see that the same question is getting repeated in all the interviews. Just they can change the data, but the set of questions will be same. Okay. So this is what I will tell you if you are really serious. So first of all, work on the models and whatever you are learning. Nowadays, like the companies, they are looking for, they're checking for the logic building ability. And that will come when you're doing hands-on. Okay, so whatever you're learning, any module, any course, try to understand the in and out of it. The interviewers are not asking the ready-made questions that, okay, what is join? Tell me what is joins. What is the difference between left join and right join? No, they're not going to ask this question. They'll be having an Excel sheet, they'll be having a table, they will show you that this is the input, this is the output. That's all. Share your screen and write the code. This is the scenario. Okay. So net start working on it and Get your resume. I will take a session on that as well. How do you have to work on resume? I've taken earlier as well. I will take a session on that. Once your resume is ready, apply for it, and then start appearing for the interview. And one more thing, I will not take much time, just 2 minutes. You all are worried about the recession. I have a question here. Is this the first time that the market is down in the entire IT industry, IT history? Is this the first time, guys? No, it has happened earlier as well. And this is a cyclic process. On an average, after every 5 to 6 years, be ready for the recession. And if anyone is getting fired, don't think that, okay, it's because of my capabilities. No, a lot of factors are there. Maybe the company doesn't have the project. So what they will do, they have to fire you. Okay, so you have to be mentally prepared. And one benefit of recession, I'm telling, after each and every recession, you will see the market will boom like anything. You check the history. 2022, market was booming like anything. Most of my students were having 2 3 job offers in their pocket. So be ready for it. Okay, maybe after 2 to 3 months again, the market will boom like anything because there are multiple reasons like why the companies sometimes they don't intentionally roll out project. Okay, so now any question? I have tried to cover most of the points at a very high level, but if you think if I have missed something, you can tell me. Any question, anyone?
Uh, Speaking of the recession, Anvi sir,
Mhm.
how's uh, what would you advise country-wise? I'm targeting at US at the moment. So how is it? Just want to know your opinion. How's the market
Your
there?
Okay, your question is how is the market in US and Canada? Is that your question?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay, see, nowadays we are living in a global village. More or less, the economy of all the country are related or interlinked with each other. Okay, if there is a recession in US, it will impact India as well. If there's a recession in Europe or UK, that will impact India as well. So the economy is interlinked. Okay. Huh. There are multiple reasons for the recession. I will not go into that. Political reason is there. Okay. Means if the politics of a particular country is not stable, that is also a reason. Okay. Or maybe like the sensex and all those things. Many other factors are there which impacts the or which give birth to the recession, right? So nowadays, market is not that much good. I will not show. I don't want to show you that beautiful ring. Market is not that much good in US, UK, and Europe. Okay, and there are multiple reasons are there for that. But my question to everyone: do you think world can run or world can move without IT industry? Do you think so? Even your coffee vending machine has Java code. You tell me any business which is not impacted or which doesn't have any significant impact of software. So world is purely dependent on the IT industry. And as a software engineers, the demand sometimes decreases or increases. But what you have to do, you have to keep on enriching your skills. That is important. There will be no compromise on it. And now, why for the last few years, the IT industry is inviting the non-technical folks as well, because this job profiles like data analyst, data engineering, this doesn't exist earlier. Okay, earlier it was like SQL developer, ETL developer. Now we have the data engineer, and actually we don't have that much matured resources who are very strong in Python, very strong in SQL, very strong in the reporting side. If you will check, if the company wants resources based on Java, they can get a lot of resources based on Java. Okay, but because there are actually a scarcity of good resources who knows SQL, Python, or the ETL, that's the compulsion of the IT industry that they're inviting non-technical folks as well. And they're telling that, okay, whatever you have done earlier, we are not bothered about it. We will ask you some sort of question, just answer it, and we will hire you. This is the scenario. So start working on your skills. Okay, make a routine. Start working on it, and I think after 2 to 3 months, okay, you just note it down. The market will start booming. Okay. Hope I answered your question, Rizwan.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay. Any other question?
Yeah, Tanvir, Mahesh this side. So
Yeah, Mahesh.
yeah, as I mentioned before to you, like I have been into retail. So unfortunately, I quit my job 2 months ago, and I have invested my time into learn the data engineering aspect. Because of multiple of my friends are saying it's a good profile, and why can't we go? Since I have been into retail, I have worked on numbers and presentations and analysis and everything, but they suggested me like that. So now, like I since I invested a couple of months to learn, and even I've been learning SQL with you, and it's a very good this thing. But if I choose it to data engineering, then I mean, like, would it be a would it be a bad choice, or how can I turn the this thing? How,
Okay.
like,
See, I know many of you have contacted with me earlier as well with the same question. Okay. So for this, first of all, I used to ask the question. Okay, I will not ask this question because the session is getting recorded. Maybe you can connect with me on the person window, and we can discuss later point of time. For this, my first question is, what is your educational qualification? Then, what's the total experience? Because if someone has, suppose, 15 years of experience, and then he wants to enter into the IT industry as a data engineer, I will not recommend, sir. Why? Because after 15 years, if you will enter into the IT industry as a data engineer, they will consider you as a fresher, and they will not give you that much package which you might be expecting. Okay, so these all are the set of questions which I used to ask. If you are that already I have answered it. If you have a soft corner for coding, if you are really dedicated, you can spend 6 months of time, you can wait for it, then go for it. And again, like, one very important thing, data engineering needs very strong coding skill. To be honest, okay, it needs a very good, a strong coding skill. But don't think that data engineering is the only job profile. We have many other job profiles. I have seen a business analyst earning more than a data engineer. It depends, like, how in a beautiful manner you're working in a particular job profile. You are a data engineer, but you don't know how to create the pipelines. You have a lot of production issues. So that's not good, right? So whatever you think you are fit into that, you do that. My strong recommendation to everyone. I have told, once I was taking a session with some students, I told, like, if you want to start a business, let's say a very simple business like a tea stall, start a tea stall, but you have to be exceptional in that. Something should be unique there, right? Like, suppose if someone has told MF Hussain to become a cricketer, what would have happened? Or you told Sachin Tendulkar to become a painter, what would have happened, right? So first of all, you check your skills, in which area you are strong. Okay, then start working on it. Don't compel you that, okay, data engineering or data analyst is in huge demand, so let's go for it. No, first of all, check it. That's why many times in the participants join my course, I used to tell them that, okay, after you are joining SQL, the first learn SQL, for the one, after 1 or 2 weeks, check yourself that how much confidence you're getting. If you think that, okay, you're able to understand SQL, you can solve at least 50% of my assignment questions, it means you can go for data analyst job profile, or you can go for data engineering job profile. Okay. So maybe Mahesh, you can connect with me, and I will tell you one to one, like, how we can plan it.
sure,
Okay.
Tanvir. Thank you so much.
So no issues. We are exactly on time. Any last question, anyone? No questions? Okay. Perfect then. And we will continue this session. I have taken your feedback. I have created a separate group for the ad hoc sessions, and I will try to maintain a fixed timing for this. but because like because of because of other hectic timelines, it becomes difficult to follow that discipline approach of joining the sessions at a particular time. Okay, so thanks a lot, everyone. Take care. Bye.
Sir,
Any question?
sir,
Yeah, Sai. Sai, I cannot hear you. Maybe
Sai
you
has
can.
posted a question in the chat box, so that's why
Oh,
he's trying to
sorry, I
set
have
you.
not seen that. Sorry, let me check. Okay, Sai has posted, do we require shell scripting knowledge as well as for data engineering? Yes, that is what I mentioned in the beginning, Unix shell scripting. And in my previous session, someone has told like to have a session. So I will take Unix shell scripting, it will take approx 5 to 6 classes minimum. Okay, so maybe I will start it. I will show you some basic commands of it, like how to open a file, how to read a file, how to do the modifications in that, awk command, grep command, cut and paste if else conditions. Okay, maybe we can take a session on that. But to answer your question, Sai, yes, if you're going for data engineering, it's good that you should have a shell scripting knowledge. But it's not mandatory that in the interview, if you don't know the shell scripting, they will reject you. No, it's not mandatory. It's not a showstopper. But my recommendation is if anyone is going for data engineering, you should know shell scripting because it helps a lot while creating the pipelines. Okay. Hope I have answered the question. Okay, sir. Welcome. Any other question, anyone? No? Okay. So fine then. Thanks a lot, everyone. Take care. Bye.